What does Article 123 of UNCLOS say about the South China Sea?
Article 123 or 121 of UNCLOS?
123.
Because 121 is the more appropriate article, Your Honor.
I am not talking about 123. Why are you insisting that? 121. I'm talking about 123. Are you familiar with that?
I am not aware at the moment of Article 123 because we don't see the significance of that in
You do not see the significance of Article 123 of the UNCLOS. You can shift the concept from talking about sovereignty, which is held by the state, or talking about private rights, which is traditional fishing rights. Wala sana tayong problema sa fishermen if you pursue that. Mr. Chair, meron lang akong ililinawin kasi masyadong general ang sagot mo eh. Medyo malinaw-linaw na ng konti, pinalabo mo pa eh. Halimbawa, yung Scarborough Shoal, Panatag Shoal or Scarborough Shoal is now occupied by China. So, it is entitled to 12 nautical miles, correct?
You're correct, Your Honor.
And China is legally positioning some of its vessels in its 12 nautical miles. Correct? Kung maglagay siya ng vessels doon, pwede niyang gawin because it occupies Scarborough Shoal.
Your Honor, with all due respect, Your Honor, and your indulgence, that China can do what it thinks is right on Scarborough.
Whatever it pleases, pwede siya maglagay ng barko ng because it is entitled to 12 nautical miles as it occupies that particular island. Tama?
I did not use the word legally, Your Honor, because we claim that area, and therefore I would be hesitant to use legally because what is legal?
Are you saying that China cannot legally occupy or enjoy the 12 nautical miles of the Scarborough Shoal?
Our position, Your Honor, is that they don't because we also claim that, and they actually took it.
No. In public international law, anyone which occupies an island enjoys the 12 nautical miles and also the separate exclusive economic zone. That is plain fact and simple.
Honor, again, with all due respect, they may have a de facto possession, but they don't have the de jure right over that place. And that's
Mr. Bensurto, we're not talking here of de facto and de jure. What is factual is that China is the occupant of the Scarborough Shoal. And under public international law, anyone who occupies that can enjoy the maritime rights surrounding that island. This is basic. So kung yung mga barko niya nandun do sa 12 nautical miles, which happens to intersect with our exclusive economic zone, doon nagkakaroon tayo ng problema. Now you're talking about toolboxes. What does Article 123 of UNCLOS say about the South China Sea?
Article 123 or 121 of UNCLOS?
123.
Because 121 is the more appropriate article, Your Honor, because it speaks of the three kinds or classes of features or islands, quote unquote. The first category is the naturally formed islands, which if they are...
But I am not talking about 123. Why are you insisting that? 121. I'm talking about 123. Are you familiar with that?
Your Honor, with all humility, I am not aware at the moment of Article 123, but usually it's Article 110. But I understand your point, Your Honor, but we never look at 123 because we don't see the significance of that in
You do not see the significance of Article 123 of the UNCLOS. 123 says about the kind of sea. It talks about an enclosed or semi-enclosed sea. The South China Sea is a semi-enclosed sea. What is the significance of that? Hindi mo alam.
Insofar as a semi-enclosed sea, Your Honor, the South China Sea is a semi-enclosed sea.
Yes, what is the significance of that?
The
Kasi we're talking of the toolbox. Kasi kung deliberately inignore ninyo yan, you're ignoring a most important tool in your toolbox. Kasi sinasabi dyan, if it is a semi-enclosed sea, the coastal estates surrounding that maritime area should cooperate, should collaborate, or coordinate in the exploration, exploitation, management, and blah, blah, blah of the resources in that particular sea. So we can maximize that. Isa sa magandang toolbox sana yung naisip ko na dapat yun ang ipurso ninyo. Even the arbitral award says something about the Scarborough Shoal, sabi nung award, is a traditional fishing ground for China, the Philippines, and even Vietnam. What is the significance of that in your toolbox? If it is held by the arbitral award as a fishing ground, then we can pursue that particular concept. You can shift the concept from talking about sovereignty, which is held by the state, or talking about private rights, which is traditional fishing rights. Wala sana tayong problema sa fishermen if you pursue that. That is one of those important tools in your toolbox. Is it correct?
Thank you for that question.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I
Sige.
clarify on that?
Okay na yun. Kailangan maklarify natin para hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng problema.
The first point, Your Honor, in a semi-enclosed sea, in relation to Part
Tapos
9,
na, tapos na.
May I call on Mr. Renato Pedro Abel Villa, Ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Are you now ready to answer questions coming from this body?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Yes,
Right.
Mr. Chair.
Any of the members who wish to ask questions?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Marcoleta.
Ambassador Bilia, will you please give us an update as to what happened to the claims for back wages of some 12,000 migrant Filipino workers? I think there was a pledge to pay them. The average payment ranges from 1,500 to 2,000 US dollars. And considering that 12,000 Filipino migrant workers were supposed to be paid, that will be about 1 billion pesos. We would like to receive updates, Mr. Ambassador, whether or not the payment of back wages has been done.
As of this time, Your Honor, it has not been effected, but when the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and President Marcos met at the sidelines of APEC in Thailand, one of the pledges made by the Crown Prince is to pay the back wages of the Filipino workers because it has been pending since 2014. So arrangements has been made with the Minister of Labor of Saudi Arabia to effect the mechanism to pay in fact the pledge was 1 billion US dollars, Your Honor. So I hope to have a part of the of settling the back wages, Your Honor, when I will have the honor to be confirmed. Thank you.
So when was the pledge made?
During the meeting last year between President Marcos and the Crown
And it is
Prince.
only a pledge. Up to now, the payment has not been effected. Is that
Not
correct?
yet affected, but the mechanism, as I mentioned, to effect the payment is ongoing.
What is the status of that mechanism, Ambassador?
The Secretary Tutsople went just recently to Saudi Arabia to start the talks with the concerned Saudi officials.
Mr. Ambassador, I think one way to pressure the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to make good that pledge is to tell them or to insinuate to their government that the Philippines is ready to withdraw its support for its potential hosting of the 30th World Expo. And in withdrawing that, we will probably seep our support to our ASEAN neighbor, South Korea, because I think Busan is also pushing to host the 30th World Expo. What do you say?
I think we should do this discreetly because it may
Bakit naman
May-
pa-discreet pa eh? 1 billion ang kanilang pledge.
yes.
Kawawa yung mga migrant workers dahil ba tumiklop ang kanilang mga kumpanya, hindi nila babayaran ang pinagtrabahuan ng ating mga kababayan.
And we have another so-called pressure point to Saudi Arabia because they wish to be to have to accede to the ASEAN TAC, and so we can use this to sort of pressure them.
Kaya nga, the best pressure point, don't mince word anymore. Kailangan sabihin natin, babayaran mo ba o hindi, or we will withdraw our support. We will shift our support to South Korea instead. Alam ko naman, diplomat ka, you can do it diplomatically, but not discreetly. Kasi kailangan mabayaran po sila, Mr. Ambassador.
I will do my best, Your Honor.
Kasi naman, yung dati nating Secretary of Foreign Affairs, ngayon ay ambassador na yata sa United Kingdom. Eh bakit naman kasi sinabi niya kagad, we are voting for Saudi Arabia, we are rooting for Saudi Arabia to host the 30th World Expo. Can we change that? Can we withdraw that?
As I said, Your Honor, we have to take into consideration our national interest in the Middle East, primarily with Saudi Arabia, and it consists of the three O's. That is oil, overseas Filipino workers, where we have more than 830,000, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. So we
Kaya nga, you will have to do a very delicate balancing act.
yes,
And
Your Honor.
in balancing this, you should consider the 1 billion pesos pledged by no less than
The Crown Prince.
the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Mr. Ambassador, okay
Yes.
lang ba sa'yo yun?
We will do that, Your Honor. But as you mentioned, diplomatically.
Si Chairman, hindi nakikinig. Okay. Mr. Chair, wala na pong... Basta, Mr. Ambassador, diplomatically but forcefully. Pwede ba yun?